Agree or not? Right? Indirectly, you're marketing yourself, you're promoting yourself. So that's the reason I say digital marketing these days is important for your life, whatever your career is. You might become a developer, you might become a founder of a company, you might be earning money online. Whatever you could be doing, you could be freelancing, you would be doing a job in some other, other departments of life. But you need to have a strong digital profile to prove yourself amazing. You have there's a platform called LinkedIn. Most of you might have accounts already. There's a platform called LinkedIn. If you maintain your LinkedIn profile perfectly, if you maintain your LinkedIn profile perfectly, you need not go in search of a job. Jobs will actually come in search of you, because HRs these days are not using Naukris and Monsters anymore. They are happy using something like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more of a job or a platform these days. So if you have a strong digital presence, you are valued high. Do you agree with this statement? If you agree, just type in yes. These days, it is important for everyone to have a strong digital profile. People, when they wanted to know about you, they go to your digital profiles to look how what kind of person you are. So that's the reason I would say digital marketing is more of a life skill than a career skill or a job skill. Correct? Now, keeping the general part aside, let us talk point of view. From a career point of view, what are the advantages that you have when you learn digital marketing? So digital marketing is done by many people. See, when I'm teaching in this training institute, I teach in institutes in Hyderabad. When I'm teaching institute, mainly I teach a digital role. So when I'm teaching there, I expected students to come for job purpose. People will come because there are a lot of openings in digital marketing these days, a lot of job opportunities. So I expected more students to come to the institute. But I am surprised to see, along with students, there are plenty of other people coming to this course. The youngest student that I thought digital marketing is 14 years old. He just completed his ninth class. He wanted to come and learn digital marketing because he wants to try something online. And the eldest guy that I trained in my institute is 72 years old. I didn't even imagine a 70-year good guy will come to institute learn something. He came and said, sir, I wanted to do something on YouTube. I want to start a channel. I want to make my channel popular. Can you teach me YouTube marketing? That's what he asked me. So digital marketing honestly has no bars or limits, right? But from career perspective, it has three advantages. One, obviously the job aspect. There are a number of opportunities and openings in digital marketing these days. I'll explain you why also. But people who are looking to get a good job can focus on learning digital marketing from their career perspective. The second advantage in learning digital marketing is making money. See, end of the day, whether it's a job or a business, all you wanted to do is make some good money, right? And get a respectable position in the society. That's what you all look for. So now using digital marketing, there are plenty of options available online so that you can actually convert your passion into money. You have some interests or some passions, so that can be converted into money. You can make money online. This need not be a full-time income. You might do a job along with make some money online sitting at home. You might be hearing outside these days people are saying they make money from YouTube, right? They earn money from you online sources. You keep hearing these, right? One of your friend or one of your aunt or someone is making money from YouTube, or someone is making money from their websites. You kind of hear these things sometimes. How many of you heard of this? That people make money online, people make money from YouTube, right? Have you heard of this? Even if you didn't hear, this is possible. You can actually make some money online by using your skills, by using your passion. How? I'll be explaining during this workshop, right? A third advantage, if someone is planning to start a business, or if your dad or someone at home or relatives having a business, you can actually help them grow their business. Or if you're planning to start a business, you need digital marketing to promote your business better. Okay, so these are the three main advantages that you need from a career perspective. Now let us talk about what exactly is digital marketing. Okay, what exactly is digital marketing? So when I'm teaching something new, when I'm teaching a new word, I have a habit of breaking the word into pieces. Let me break down this word into two pieces. I will divide the word digital marketing into two pieces: digital and marketing. Two pieces. Now let me take the marketing word. I'll again divide this word into two pieces. Let me remove the ing side. Let me remove the ing side. What is that we are left with? Even if I remove ing, what is that we are left with? We are left with this word called market. Correct? We are left with this word called market. Now, if I ask people what is market, or tell me the markets that you know, people say market is a place where business happens. Market is a place where I buy things. And if I ask you examples of markets, What kind of markets you know? What kind of markets do you visit regularly? Fish market, supermarket, Raitu Bazaar, right? You go to market for vegetables, supermarket of markets, right? So the actual meaning of market is it's a place where business happens. It's a place where products are sold. That's one meaning of market. But there's one more meaning for market. There's other meaning for market. That the other meaning of market is demand. Sometimes they say market has increased, market has decreased. They say that, right? The market for Nokia phones has decreased. The market for Nokia phones has decreased. The market for MI phones have increased. Do you agree with this statement? The market for Nokia phones has decreased. Yes. Type in yes if you all agree. Type yes if you all agree. The market for Nokia phones have decreased. Yes. Right. So when I say the market for Nokia phones has decreased, what do I mean? Do I mean the number of shops decreased? No, the demand for Nokia phones has decreased. Earlier, if you go 5, 6 years ago, people were willing to buy Nokia phones because they don't break. Right? People were willing to buy Nokia phones. There was a lot of demand for it. So we say market is very good. Market is very good. If no one is looking to buy a phone or buy a product, if no one is looking to buy a product, there is no demand for it. We say market is poor. Yes, Nokia is not updating their phones. What are the reason is now you are not willing to buy that. That means there is no demand. That means its market is bad. So demand is nothing but group of people. A lot of people looking to buy something. We say market is good, right? Demand is nothing but people. What is demand? A lot of people wanted to buy something. We say that the demand is high. When less number of people are looking to buy something, we say demand is poor. So if market is demand and demand is people, the actual meaning of market is people. The actual meaning of market is people. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear so far? If it's clear so far, if my voice is clear, just type in yes. All right, I'll continue. Now, let me explain about marketing. Let me put the word ing back. Let me put the word ing back. We'll have marketing. Now, this is a new term, marketing, right? Anything that ends with ing, that means it's a continuous thing. Eat, eating, sleep, sleeping. I'm not done yet. It's a continuous process. So, marketing is also a continuous process. There are hundreds of definitions of marketing. Let me give you the most simplest example. Let me give you the most simplest example. Marketing is nothing but communicating your product's greatness, your product's greatness to people who can buy it. This is called marketing. Communicating your product's greatness to people who can buy it. See, I need not market my product to everyone. Whoever can buy it, for who only those people I'll be marketing it. So the people who can buy your product is nothing but your market. That's what we have seen above. Market is nothing but people who can buy your product, correct? So we have seen here market is nothing but people. So now people who can buy it is nothing but market. So communicate your product's greatness to your market is called as marketing. Product's greatness, when I say product's greatness, the greatness of the product that you wanted to sell. Tomorrow you are doing marketing for a phone. You have to talk about the greatness of this phone. What is the greatness of this phone? What is the advantages that people have because of using this phone? All that has to be communicated. Right? Now the key term here is communication. What is the key term? Communication. What do you mean by communication? Passing on information. Passing on information. Telling people about something. Right? Giving some idea, giving knowledge, giving information, creating awareness. All that is communication, right? So now, right now, I'm communicating in English. This is my medium of communication. So what are subject that I'm talking about is what I'm communicating to you. Correct or wrong? In the same way, when you have to tell people your product's greatness, if you want people to buy your product, you have to tell them, right? So how do you communicate? In the olden days, when I want to tell people my product's greatness, I used to put newspaper ads. We used to put newspaper ads, right? When I want to tell people my product's greatness via, I used to put hoardings. We used to put big hoardings or wall posters. A movie is releasing. How do you know that information earlier in the previous days? If you go to like 10, 20 years ago, if a movie is releasing, how do you know it? Through wall posters, right? So there are hundreds of other methods. Yeah, posters. So there are hundreds of methods where people used to rely on to communicate their product's greatness to people. when the product is releasing, when a product is available, to tell people that product is there, they used to believe, they used to rely on print media. For hoarding, you need to print the banner. For poster, you need to print it on a paper. For newspaper, you have to print it on it. So if I'm using print media, if I'm using print media for communication purpose, for marketing, we call it as traditional marketing. We call it as traditional marketing. We call it as traditional marketing. Right? If I'm using print media. Now what happens since the technology has evolved so much that instead of using traditional or print medium, we started using digital media. We started using digital media for our marketing purpose. When I want to market my product, I wanted to use digital media. So when I say digital media, all internet platforms will come in handy. All internet platforms. What someone is sending me an annotation request. So if you have any questions, you can ask. You can just type in the chat box, but don't try to disturb the screen share. Right? So when I say digital media, all famous internet platforms come into picture. What are the famous internet platforms you use regularly? What are the famous internet platforms you use regularly? Okay, someone uses YouTube, good. Facebook, Amazon, right? What other internet platforms you use regularly? Yes. So Google, Facebook, Amazon, Instagram, what are these platforms are? If I use these platforms, if I'm using these platforms for my marketing purpose, that is called digital marketing. That simple it is. Doing your product online. Yes, all social networking platforms, correct. So when I'm using these social network platforms, internet platforms, if I'm using digital media for marketing purpose of my company, of my product, of or for my services, you call it as digital marketing. So digital marketing honestly is very simple and very easy to learn. It just needs the right mindset, that's all. You don't have to do big coding or algorithms here, right? So digital marketing is just doing marketing online for your products and service. So in traditional marketing, we have hundreds of methods. In traditional marketing, we have hundreds of methods. We already wrote few: newspaper ads, posters, banners, hoardings. You can stick on autos, buses. You can put posters on them. Correct or no? There are 100 ways you can do traditional marketing. In the same way, there are multiple methods in which you can do digital marketing. Okay, so there are hundreds of methods using which you can do digital marketing. Some of them are, there's one method called as SEO. I'll be just listing out them here. All this in detail we'll be looking throughout the workshop. This is just a demonstration, demo thing, right? When the workshop starts, you'll be learning all this in detail. There's something called SEO, which is meant by search engine optimization. So what is search engine optimization? All that you will be learning during the workshop. So we have something called SEO. We have something called SMM, right? Marketing. These are different types of marketing methods we have. We have something called as email marketing. You all have email accounts. So if I use email for marketing purpose, we call it as email marketing. SMS marketing, I'm not listing on all of them, but there are multiple methods, right? WhatsApp marketing you can do SMS marketing, you can do Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, Twitter marketing, Pinterest marketing, right? Yes, SEO is something that brings your website to top. So you'll be learning all the different types of digital marketing methods toward this workshop, but these are the different methods available. But the best part is digital marketing has lots of advantages when compared to traditional marketing. When compared to traditional marketing, digital marketing has a lot of advantages. I'll give you some of the examples. For example, let us take at least one example. Let us talk example of this training institute only. Okay, we are running this training institute called Digital Broly, where we teach digital marketing. Okay, now when I wanted to promote this institute, okay, when I wanted to promote this institute or bring more students to my institute, if I have to do offline marketing, okay, keep digital marketing aside for a minute. Now let us say I want to do traditional marketing for my institute. What do you suggest? If you are my marketing manager, for example, okay, what do you suggest? I want to promote the institute in a traditional manner. What do you want me to do? Give me some suggestions. Pamphlets. Okay, I'll go with this. Let's say people will distribute pamphlets. Now when I want to distribute pamphlets, let us say I print 10,000 pamphlets. Okay, I'll print 10,000 pamphlets and I'll be distributing in that area. So when I'm distributing pamphlets, people will look at those pamphlets, right? So when I'm distributing these pamphlets, people will look at these pamphlets. Only people who are interested will keep it in hand. Others will blindly throw it. Only people, one or two people who has interest will keep it. Others will simply throw. So that means I can't find my right audience. I have to blindly distribute to everyone who is walking on the road. Correct? I'll have to blindly give it to everyone on the road, but I can't find who are my audience, target audience, who are interested in digital marketing. I can't know that. See, when distributing pamphlet, you can't go and ask people, are you interested in digital marketing and distribute it. No? You'll blindly keep on distributing them. But if you are doing traditional marketing, sorry, if you're doing digital marketing, when people are searching for digital marketing, then my website will have to come up, right? You can attract them on social media, you can do that. So when I say SEO, this SEO is nothing but search engine optimization. When I say SEO, it's called as search engine optimization. What do you mean by search engine optimization? When you search on Google, when you want to find some information, you search on Google, correct? When you wanted to find some information, you will search on Google. Now, when you search on Google, you see 10 results in the first page. Right? You search on Google. When you search for any information on Google, you'll see 10 results at the top. Correct? Now you will pick one website from the top 10 or the top 3 and you'll go to that website and look for the details. So now trying to bring your website into that top 10 results is called as SEO. SEO is nothing but trying to bring your website in that top 10 results. Now, for example, let's say you all wanted to learn digital marketing. Okay, it's an example. You all wanted to learn digital marketing. Okay, now you went to Google, you search in Google for best digital marketing institute in Hyderabad. Best digital marketing institute in Hyderabad. You're searching on Google. That's what you do, right? When you want to find something, you go to Google and search. So when you're searching for best digital marketing institute in Hyderabad, I did a Google search. There are a few ads at the top. Now if you go scroll after the ads, these are the search results you see. Correct? In the search results, you see how our website Digital Proli is ranking here at the top. And someone is searching for best digital marketing institute in Hyderabad. So people will see our business at the top. If you do SEO correct, if you do SEO properly, your website will come into the top 10. In fact, it can come to the top 1 also, right? Okay, in that case, I'll do it from incognito, right? Someone says because of search history, it is coming on the top. So in that case, I'll go to incognito. But you know what is incognito, right? Where search history is not saved. Right? So let me go to incognito mode. Let me search for the same term, best digital marketing institute in Hyderabad. All right. What do you see? I went to incognito where the search history is not saved. I open incognito, did the same search, and you see it at the top. So that's not search history, it's SEO. SEO is a process of trying to rank your website at the top of the search results. Right? Now it can change based on these words. When I search for best digital marketing course in Hyderabad, for example, the position could slightly vary. The best digital marketing course in Hyderabad, when someone is searching, oh, great. For this also we're at number 1. But this, when the word is changing, this word is called as keyword. When the word changes, the position could slightly vary. But if you are good at SEO, it's not really difficult to rank your website at the top. It's not difficult. Someone says the algorithm will keep changing. Is it difficult? It's not really difficult. It is easy when compared to doing your Python coding. You're all CSE candidates, right? If I'm not wrong. Most of you belong to CSE background. If yes, type in yes. If no, type in no. I believe most of you are CSE candidates. So you should be learning a lot of technical or coding language, right? Java, C, C++, .NET, Python. You should be learning a lot, right? See, I was a developer once. Even though I don't belong to CSE department, I was a developer. I was doing coding on different platforms. I'm not against your development. I like development as well. But the problem that I have with development is, imagine that you learn Java, for example. You're really good at Java. You learn Java advanced, this, that. You learned everything. Where can you use Java in your day-to-day life without getting a job? Before you get a job, once you get a job, you work on a project, you get salary, all that is good. But imagine you are a student just out of college, you didn't get a job yet, right? But you are perfect with Java. Where do you use Java in your day-to-day life? Can you use it anywhere? Could it be Java or C or Python or whatever it is? You being a student or someone out of college, even though you have skill of doing it, where do you use it in your day-to-day life? Until unless you get a chance to work for a company. When you get a chance to work for a company, you will be implementing what are projects that they're working on. But you being alone, you can't execute this and build projects easily. That's a problem that I see, at least. But using digital marketing, it is quite easy to build your own website, to build your own YouTube channel, to build your own tools for startup purpose. Yes, you can do it, but the pain that it takes to build your own startup and developing tools is much high. I mean, more difficult when compared to implement digital marketing skills. Someone asked me a question: how easy is it to learn SEO because Google algorithm changes? For that, I'm answering. So it is quite easy. In fact, during this workshop, you'll have a very good idea. Yeah, I can't promise that you become experts and masters or during this workshop, but you'll have a very good idea of what digital marketing is and how does it work. Right now, let's come back. Basically, so if you do SEO, okay, only for people searching for digital marketing course or digital marketing institute or digital marketing training, our website is being shown at the top. Correct. Now, in case of pamphlets, that's not possible. When I'm distributing pamphlets, I can't distribute pamphlets by knowing that who is interested in digital marketing. But if I rank for this keyword, digital marketing course, only people who are searching for digital marketing course, for them, my website is at the top. So they look at it, they come to the office walking in. So obviously, than traditional marketing, digital marketing has an advantage because you find the right target audience. Right? You find the right target audience. Since you are focusing on the right target audience, the conversions will be high. Even though you distribute 1 lakh pamphlets, you can't guarantee that X people will join. But if 1,000 people saw my website ranking at the top, I can say at least 10% conversions. At least 10% of them can walk in. Right? So you will have better conversions. You'll have sales because you're targeting on the right set of people. And there are other advantages, cost. If I have to put a hoarding, let's say in some area in Hyderabad, if I want to put a big hoarding, it's gonna cost me lakhs. You agree, right? If I want to put a hoarding in areas like high tech city or Madhapur, they're gonna charge at least few lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 2 lakhs. If it's area like Ameerpet, maybe at least half a lakh or 1.5 lakh. The price changes, but it's going to be really costly when I want to go for big hoardings. But if you have the same budget, if you want to advertise online using Facebook, you can advertise a lot with this 1 lakh rupees. The minimum budget that you need to advertise on Facebook is just 40 rupees a day. So Facebook is smart. He will say, you give me 40 rupees, I will show your post to 400 to 500 people a day, approximately. Not the standard. Don't take the number seriously. Just an example I'm taking. Don't take the number seriously. I'm just giving you an example. So if you say 40, if you give 40 rupees to go Facebook says for this 40 rupees, I'll show it to 400 to 500 people in a day. If you're giving 400 rupees, Facebook will say I'll show your post to 4,000 to 5,000 people. So more the budget you have, more the reach you will get. But there is no demand for budgets there. All you need is just 40 rupees to get started. So with 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees, you can start your marketing. Right. But if it is a traditional marketing, you can't get started doing traditional marketing with the small amounts that you have. That's one more problem. And the best part with digital marketing is analytics. If I spend a lot of money, I put a hoarding by spending few lakhs. Now, who will tell me how many people came to my business because of that hoarding? How many sales increased this month because of that hoarding? Who will give me all this information? Can I get this information? If I put a hoarding, because of that hoarding, how many sales I got more? I don't have this information, right? I cannot get this information. But if it is digital marketing, when you're advertising on Google or Facebook, the analytic feature will be there, which will tell you exactly how many people saw your post, how many people liked it, how many people clicked on it, how many people came to your website through that ad. Complete analytics reports will be shown. Complete analytics and reports will be shown. So it can happen in a cheap cost. You can find the right target audience and you'll have complete analysis so that you can run your next campaign in a better way. Since there are a lot of advantages in digital marketing like this, these days almost all companies wanted to do digital marketing. It's like it became mandatory for companies. Can you name at least one type of company who don't need to do digital marketing? Whatever field it is, whatever type of company it is, they need to market themselves online. Like there is no other option for them. Whether it is a school, a college, or a hospital, a doctor, a lawyer, whoever it is, whatever your profession is, you need to have a strong digital presence. Your company should need a strong digital presence. Your company should do digital marketing. If you want to build your brand as a great developer, you still need digital marketing to promote your services. Correct or not? Right? So now, since these are all the advantages, every company started doing digital marketing. Now, when a company wants to do digital marketing, what will they do? A company has decided to do digital marketing. What will they do? What can they do? they'll obviously look to hire people. You don't expect the CEO to sit and start doing it. When a company wants to do digital marketing, what will they do? They'll hire people. They'll hire a digital marketing team. Since these days every company wants to do digital marketing and they wanted to hire people, that's a major reason that you have a lot of job opportunities. So why are there so many job opportunities in digital marketing right now? Because almost every company is looking to hire a digital marketing team. So that's the reason we have a lot of job opportunities. And now getting a job on digital marketing is much easier. I mean, you have the right skill, you get picked easily, right? And the opportunities are so high because it's not just one thing. In digital marketing, you have SEO. On SEO, there will be different types of jobs. On SEM, there will be different types of jobs. On social media, there will be different types of jobs. On YouTube marketing, also there are different types of jobs. Right? Each module, there will be different types of jobs available. All right. So that's the reason there are plenty of job opportunities available in the market. Right. Now keep the job market aside. Along with job, whatever job that you are doing, whether it is a digital marketing job or a development job or a designer job, whatever your job is, using digital marketing. Okay. If you have a skill or a passion, if you have a skill or a passion, you can use that to make money online. You can use that to make money online. You can convert your skills or passion into money. You can earn money online. See, in a country, especially I'm talking about India, in a country like India, digital marketing is very powerful. Digital marketing is really powerful in a country like India. You know why? Give it a guess. Type in your answer, whatever it is. Why I'm saying in India, especially digital marketing is very powerful? Guess, I don't mind if it's a wrong answer also. Why is digital marketing powerful in India? Any guess? Large online presence and growing new internet users. See, that is there with other countries also. No? They can have their own large presence. Everyone is online now. Population. Yes, I got the word that I want. I just said the correct answer. The answer is population. See, every country has advantages with digital marketing, but in a country like India, the market is so high. You know what's the population of our country? What is the estimated population of our country at this moment in 2020? Yeah, 1.3 billion. So if I talk in Indian system, it's 1.3 billion. That is correct. If I talk Indian system, it is 138 crore people. These are the number of people active. 138 crores. Yeah, 130 to 140 approximately. That's fine. Right. This is the population of the country. I told you population is nothing but people. People is nothing but market. So India has got a huge market. India has got a huge market. See, there's only one country who has more population than India. That's China. China is the only country who has more people than us. So China market is even big, but Chinese don't allow other companies to do business in their country. Chinese don't allow other people to do business in their country. So the next destination for all the countries in the world is India. See, every foreign company wants to do business in India, not because they love India or Indians. They have huge market potential here. You see KFC, you see McD, right? You see this a lot of stores. IKEA is in Hyderabad. They opened recently. People are happy they opened IKEA. But it's a foreign brand. They want to do business in India. Not that they love India, because they see potential in it. They see huge market. They can sell their product to 138 crore people. You see the power of this number, right? See, let me give you a small example. It's a funny example. Don't take this example seriously. I'm putting a disclaimer. Don't take this example seriously. I'll be giving an example now just to explain the power of this number. But please don't take that example seriously. Okay. Now, out of 130 crore people, just imagine it's a story, small story, example purpose. Out of 138 crore people, okay, let me say out of 130 crore people, I shortlisted, let's say 5 crore people. Okay, I just shortlisted 5 crore people who are rich enough to donate 10 rupees each. Only for once. Only for once. Okay. So I selected 5 crore people. I targeted 5 crore people who are rich enough to donate 10 rupees each. For example, whoever is attending this class, if I ask you to donate, I'll show you a proper reason, a good, a realistic reason, and I want you to donate 10 rupees each. Can you all do it? Just say yes or no. Can you do it or not? Are you willing or not? It's a different story. It's an example. No? Don't take it seriously. But don't worry, I'm not asking you. You just tell me, can you do it or not? Yes or no? Yeah, you all can donate 10 rupees each, right? You're all, capable of doing a 10 rupees donation. Most of us, like you're sitting at home using internet at any class, I believe you can do that 10 rupees, right? Now, after you give that 10 rupees away, after 1 hour or so, what will be the impact of that 10 rupees on your life? Will you have any impact because of losing that 10 rupees? Right? You will not have any impact. Or 1 2 hours ke baad, like you'll forget. After 1 2 hours, you'll mostly forget that you spent 10 rupees from your pocket. Don't even remember. Correct? But let us say I collected 10 rupees each from 5 crore people like you. Right? Out of 138 people, 138, I can easily find 5 crore people who can donate 10 rupees. Right? Now, when I collect 10 rupees from these 5 crore people, how much I collected? How much I collected? 5 crore people giving you 10 rupees each, 50 crore. Right? Now, how big is that number? 50 crores is good enough to get your life settled, right? More or less. You can get a house, car, whatever you want. It's an example. Don't take it seriously and don't start collecting 10 rupees now. Yeah. But my point is, okay, since India has huge population, India has huge numbers. The numbers are so powerful that you wanted to make money online, you can make a lot of money. Now, what is the greatness of digital marketing here? The greatness of digital marketing is out of this 138 crore people, this is a serious number that Facebook has announced. Monthly, there are at least 35 to 40 crore people active on Facebook every month. Every month, there are at least 35 to 40 crore people active in a month on Facebook from India. So reaching these 35 crore people has become so easy. Reaching these people have become so easy. Correct or wrong? Earlier, when I wanted to pass on information, it was a very big problem. I had to send a letter, I had to put a telegram, there was a lot of difficulty. But when mobile phones have come, it's just one call away. Right? But again, I have to call each of you. Instead of that, these days, I simply put a WhatsApp status update and it reaches 200, 300 people in your contact. Or there are 1,000 people, it reaches all of them. So sharing or passing on information has become so easy. That means marketing has become so easy. You can reach people easily. Earlier, reaching 30 crore people is a very big headache. If you have to do it often, how can you do it? It's a real painful thing, right? Reaching out 30 crore people in a traditional method, it's really tough. But reaching this 30 crore people, 40 crore people through online is very simple because they're all available there. You just need to spend some on internet platforms and you can reach people easily. Right? You can reach. So this is a funny example. I just gave you this example to show the power of this number. So for people giving away 10 rupees don't have any impact on their life, but someone who is collecting can change their life completely. That's the power of this number is so big, right? Now, examples aside, let me not talk about examples. If someone is making noise, please mute your mic. Any questions, you can just drop a message. Okay, please don't make any noise. Any questions, I'll give you time at the end. Even now, you can just quickly type in so that I can answer questions. Now, on a serious note, let's keep the examples away. Let me talk on a serious note. This is one of my personal case study. This is one of my personal. Okay, there's a concept called print on demand, which means you can actually design products and sell products online. You can design products and sell t-shirts online. This is one of the type of business that we were doing online. We were doing it online before a few years. Now it's not that good. It's the market is bad right now. That's the reason I'm not doing it anymore. But earlier we used to do something called as print on demand, not print on media. Sorry, print on demand. What does that mean? So there was a website where I can design any t-shirt that I want. Okay, there was any I can design any type of t-shirt. Once the t-shirt design is ready, they'll show you the basic price. That t-shirt website. So there's a website. Okay, this website will let you design t-shirts. Now, once your t-shirt is designed, they will tell you the price, base price. Now, you being a marketer, you can increase the base price. You can increase the price. Put your own price, whatever your selling price is. Put your own price, whatever your selling price that you want to sell it for, and you can do marketing. Okay, and then you can market your product. You can do marketing when someone is buying your product. For example, the base price is 600 rupees. Example, I'm telling you. If base price is 600, I designed a t-shirt. This website want to charge 600 rupees per sale. Now I can increase the 600 and sell it for any price I want. Let's say I'm putting it 999. I can increase and sell. If I have confidence that I can sell it for 999 rupees, I can increase and sell. Okay. Now, when people are buying this t-shirt for 999 rupees, this website will deduct 600 rupees because it's a base price, because they'll be taking care of shipping, delivery, everything is their headache. We have nothing to do. We will simply design the t-shirt and do marketing. If you're getting sales, for every sale, I'll get 399 rupees profit. This is what the concept of print on demand is. The concept where there will be websites, platforms for print on demand. You design products, you design t-shirts. For the designing and delivering and all of that, there will be a base cost. You can increase the price to whatever amount that you want, and then try to get sales so that they'll give you the profits and margins. So what I did is, in those days, like I don't remember the year and all, maybe 2015 or 16, whatever it is. Those days, Bahubali movie was releasing. You know Bahubali, right? The movie Bahubali. Type in yes if you know the movie Bahubali. Type yes. You all know the movie, right? You still remember it. How many times you have seen the movie? Just type in the number. How many times you have seen the movie? 15 times. Oh my god, amazing. How many times you have seen this movie? Right? So multiple times. That shows the craze this movie has. No, this movie is having a lot of craze. So what I thought, let me use this craze. Let us see if I can make some money. That's what I thought. So then what we did, I went to this website and designed a T-shirt for Bahubali. I designed. This is something that I did myself personally. Okay, I designed a T-shirt for Bahubali. Once my see, honestly, I'm not a good designer. I'm not a very good designer. I just simply copy pasted. I took the logo, copy pasted the logo, and put it on the T-shirt. Okay, and to make the design powerful, if you remember, the hero's armor has a horse symbol. The Mahishmati horse symbol was there on the armor that the hero wears in the movie. I copied that horse symbol and paste it on the T-shirt, so that people will have a horse symbol on their chest and the name Bahubali will be written. So people who will wear that will feel like Bahubali. That's my plan. Right? I simply copy pasted. I'm not a good designer. I'm repeating. I just copy pasted, made a T-shirt out of it. I designed this T-shirt. Now the base cost of this T-shirt was at 308 rupees. That's what this website showed me. Okay, this website showed me that the base cost of this T-shirt is 308 rupees. He told you can sell it for any price that you want. Now I want to promote this product and I want to sell it for a higher price. How much you think people will buy? For what price you think people will buy easily? There's a T-shirt which is costing me 308 rupees. I want some profit, so obviously I want to sell it for higher price. But how much should I charge this for? How much should I charge this for? You want me to suggest something? Someone says 500. Good. So what I did is, if I put it some 1,000 or 1,200, I am afraid people may not buy. Okay. 308 rupees is so less. You don't want to do business for 2 rupees, no? You don't want to earn 2 rupees for sale. So what I did is, I put it at 499. I put it at 499. Right? If it is more than that, I'm a little worried. More people may not buy. I want good number of sales. So I put this price at 499. Now I have to promote this T-shirt and get some sales. So that's where digital marketing picture comes. Now in digital marketing, remember three things. If you want to do digital marketing, there are three things that you should keep in mind. The first thing is, who are the target audience? The first thing that should come to your mind. The first thing that should come to your mind is, who are the target audience? Who are the people that will buy this T-shirt aggressively? Who will like this T-shirt? Now tell me, just give me suggestions. What do you think? Whom do you think will buy this T-shirt aggressively? What are the kind of people that I should target to get more number of sales? Someone says youth, someone says fans. See, I'm impressed with the answer fans. It's not youth. See, if I target youth, all the youth may not be willing to buy. But if it is fans of Prabhas or fans of Bahubali or fans of the movie, fans of Rajamouli, they might be a little more eager to buy. Do you agree? If it is general youth, I may not get as number of sales as I get if I target fans. Will fans buy more or youth buy more? It's obviously fans, right? So perfect. So the first answer is solved. The first problem answer is solved. I have to identify my target audience. In this case, my target audience are Prabhas fans. Perfect. Now the second option is, where do I find these Prabhas fans online? Because I don't want to go on the road and start asking people, are you a Prabhas fan or not? No? I want to do online marketing. So I have to identify where are these Prabhas fans available online. Where? Fan clubs, fan pages. Perfect. So Facebook has fan pages, fan clubs, Facebook and Insta. Facebook/Insta. These are the perfect platforms for this T-shirt sales. See, because in this case, when I wanted to sell this t-shirt, in this case, SEO won't help me. SEO will not help me because people don't know there's a t-shirt like this. What will they search? Who will search for it? You might be coming at the top, but in some cases when people don't search for products, even if you're at the top, doesn't matter. There's no one searching, right? Right. Yes, we go with SMM. We go with SEO or SMM. So in this case, Prabhas fans are the target audience. I can target them on Facebook and Instagram. Not search media, it is social media. Okay. So social media is what I want to target. Now, how do I identify Prabhas fans on Facebook? How do I know that this guy is Prabhas fan? This guy is Bahubali fan. So what I did is I opened Facebook. Okay, that's where Facebook advertising comes. I opened Facebook. I said, Facebook, you take 500 rupees. This is the test budget. We call this budget as test budget. So that means, however amazing your product is, you should not invest a lot of money initially. Initially, you should go with small numbers only. You should not go with heavy prices. Always go with small numbers. Okay. So I want to test 500 rupees because even if I lose 500, I'm not worried so much. So this is my testing budget because you should not jump into water before knowing the depth of it. The depth of it, don't jump in blindly, right? You got to be little aware. So I put 500 test budget. I said, Facebook, you take this post. I put a nice post. I have to write nice marketing lines, not telling the greatness of this t-shirt, because this t-shirt greatness has to be shown to people. So when I want to tell people this t-shirt's greatness, okay, I wrote 2 to 3 marketing lines. So what I wrote is special branded Bahubali t-shirt. Example, yeah, this special branded Bahubali t-shirt. 1000 rupees t-shirt now just for 499. Offer valid for today and tomorrow only. So these are the marketing statements that I came up with. Okay, unique special design. This is what I wrote. Unique special design not available in shops to buy. Not available in shops to buy. Do you think this is available in shop? I designed it, no? Like we designed it. Just at that moment we designed it simply. So this is not available in any shop outside to buy. So this is the statement that I wrote. Unique special design. Okay, not available in shops to buy. Order now. I'll put a button. Order now. So in just 500 rupees, now because Facebook took me this 500 rupees, this whatever post that I put a nice image in this text. This post started going to all Prabhas fans and Bahubali fans. I said, Facebook, you show this post to all the people who liked Prabhas page, Bahubali page, Rana page, Anushka page. So someone who liked all the pages, that means he's a serious fan of Bahubali. So I told Facebook, you just do this. People who are interested in Prabhas Bahubali, just go to their walls. So my post started going to their walls. Okay, you guys are, let's say, one of you might be my target audience. One of you might be my target audience. You're simply using Facebook for some purpose. In between, suddenly my post comes in with a nice t-shirt design for Bahubali, and you see all this text. So people started buying it. Okay, people started buying it. I started posting it on groups, on Prabhas fans groups. People started buying it. Now, trust me, in 1 month, we approximately made 800 t-shirt sales. In just 1 month, we approximately made 800 t-shirt sales. There are lakhs of Prabhas fans available. We could reach 800 people. We made 800 t-shirt sales. Some of you might have purchased our t-shirt also. I don't know if any of you belong to that 800, but we have sold these t-shirts and we made some good money. See, the base cost is around 300 rupees. We are selling for 500. So price is approximately 200. There is some advertising budget that has to be gone, but we made somewhere between 1 to 1.5 lakh in 1 month just by selling these t-shirts. This is just one example, one way of doing business online. This is just one method you can which promote your business online. So likewise, there are hundreds of methods to make money online by starting a YouTube channel, by doing blogging, by doing something called as affiliate marketing, or by providing a service online. There are hundreds of methods, multiple methods by using which you can earn money online. Got it? Yeah. So now this is the basic idea. So this is one more advantage that you have making money. The third is the business aspect. If you have a business, AdSense come under this. Yes, AdSense is also one way to make money. When you have a blog, you can actually. No, I didn't contact Facebook for this purpose. Facebook ads can be run by yourself. You can run your own Facebook ads using the Facebook platform. Okay. So you can use your Facebook. There's something called business.facebook.com, which I'll be showing you during the workshop. Okay. So now, if you have a business, you must use SEO, SEM, or these digital marketing techniques to promote your business. So these are the advantages in digital marketing. Now, talking about this workshop, what you'll be learning during the next few days. Let me grab this. So this is a plan. Today we have discussed about meaning of digital marketing, evolution of internet, and career-wise advantages. Tomorrow in the first day session, you'll be talking about the scope of digital marketing, future of digital marketing. Okay, the process that digital marketing will follow. What are the basic process? And see, when you wanted to learn digital marketing, you should have some idea of what marketing is. You need to master it. But if you don't know what marketing is, how can you do digital marketing? Because digital marketing is just doing marketing online, right? So there will be some basic principles that you need for marketing, which I'll be teaching you. What is branding? What is advertising? Okay, how do you find your target audience? How do you position your brand online? So all the marketing related examples we'll be discussing in one session. And the next session, I'll show you the process that digital marketing has to follow and different ways of earning money, AdSense, affiliate marketing, how to create a website. It'll be just introduction of WordPress, like how can you create a website. Once your website is ready, how do you identify the best keywords for your business? For what words your website should rank? For what words people are searching more? What is the volume of this? Are people searching for best institute or best course? Are they searching for best training? What are the words that people are searching for? How many of them are searching every month? You have to know all these numbers, no? So to decide which website has to rank. You should target the words. These words are called as keywords. So we'll be talking about important ranking factors. What are the mistakes that you should avoid on doing SEO? All that, how to write content for your website. Once the website is ready, you should write content for your website. How to do that?